Well, I thought it was a total team effort in all three phases, starting with the defense. I thought the defensive front did a phenomenal job, one, stopping the run and holding a really good rushing team, the top rushing team in our league, to only 17 yards, and then applying the pressure that they did to, an exceptional quarterback in Jake, and getting 3 sacks, getting him off his spot basically all night, and then the secondary holding up in the back end. 2 huge picks by Adoree. Offensively, did an effective enough job to put enough points on the board to win a football game. I thought our offensive line led the way. Did not expect that much pressure from Washington, and they basically pressured every snap, and they did a tremendous job protecting Sam and really rushing the ball well for a tough night of running. Outside, I thought there were some big plays by our receivers, Darius Rogers, Juju Smith, Deontay Burnett, our tight end, Daniel Mortabebe, just did some really nice things, especially on third downs. We were over 50% again in this game on third down, and I thought it had a lot to do with how we protected the quarterback and how we played at the receiver position. And then special teams wise, one of the biggest plays of the game. The blocked field goal really changed the momentum of the third quarter and was a 10-point swing. We blocked that kick and go down and score a touchdown after it.
You preached all week sort of treating this like another game, like the next opponent.
Mm-hmm.
But given the hype and the surroundings and the atmosphere in which you had to play, how do you feel like you guys handled the atmosphere in that moment?
I thought they were exceptional. I really did. We said that we would have to come in with extreme mental toughness and drown out, the noise and the weather and the fans, even our opponent, and just do our job. And I thought those kids took it to heart. I really did. Very proud of them at the end of the day for beating what we thought was an extremely good football team.
So many strong defensive performances, it's hard to single anyone out. Was there a level of defense? Were there some guys that really jumped off the film when you watched it?
Yeah, when you watch it, 2 guys really stood out to me. One was Stevie inside. Just felt like he was the penetration that he got, felt like he was playing in their backfield. And then the 2 edge players, with Porter and Uchenna, setting the edge, not only getting great pass rush, but the ball really never got outside. They filtered that ball into the interior defensive linemen and the linebackers and Cam and Mike that they never got outside with their outside zone. And then, Adoree is who he is. He did a great job of making 2 huge plays in the game and probably 2 plays that led to a victory.
Your quarterback, Sam Darnold, wins Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week. What does it say about his ability to overcome adversity that he played even better after the 2 mistakes that he made in the game?
Just has unbelievable game maturity. He has the one mistake early that's kind of a forced pass over the middle, which I know he wished he had that one back. And then he just gets some bad fortune. He actually makes the correct read on the second interception, but has a receiver slip down right when he pulls the trigger and it goes to a defensive back, but he doesn't let it faze him. He keeps on working, keeps on doing his job, play in and play out, and ultimately he puts more points on the board than the other team, and that's what he's done in the last 6 games.
We talk so much about coaching and the schemes and all the other things, but how often in these big games does it come down to playmakers making plays, and in particular your tight end, your wide receiver Darius Rogers? It just seemed like guys rose to the occasion.
Yeah, coaches are nice, but players are better. You have good players, you got a good football team, and especially a team that's gelling together right now and playing for each other and having a lot of fun doing it. That's what I'm having the most fun with, is just watching these kids play and enjoy the game and play for each other with a common purpose. And you can see when good players do that, they can go a long way. And they're started out having a great November. We got to keep it going.
Yeah, you have to keep it going. They're going to get a lot of national credit spotlight this week. What's the key to handling success for the rest of the season?
Yeah, just don't change. Don't change what we've done for the last 6 weeks. Our preparation has been the key. I thought to each and every game that we have just focused on one game and one game at a time, no matter who the opponent is. And now we come into a huge game versus a rivalry team, a team that we have a lot of respect for and is right across town. And so we got to go back to the preparation through the week, have great practices, and try to go get this victory, to help us with the Pac-12 South.
What makes UCLA dangerous, even if they have not had the season that they expected?
Their defense just jumps off the tape. It's one of the better defenses in our league. Tack McKinley's having an unbelievable season off the edge at defensive end. You look at what they're doing in the back end. We've always had a lot of respect for their secondary. I think they're only giving up about 190 yards a game right now in that back end. Very, very talented defensive football team that we're going to have to do a great job against. And, the backup quarterback has really done a nice job. He's coming in, he's putting points on the board and doing a nice job distributing the ball to several different receivers. So, we got our hands full. As we've said, any game in the Pac-12 is going to be a hard game, and you better prepare and you better show up or you'll get your butt beat.
How has their offense changed, performed since Josh Rosen's gone down?
They've become more of a pass team over the last 4 games, as we've seen. And you saw the Utah game where I think they threw it 70 times. They're leaning more on the passing game and doing a good job with it. Put a ton of points on the board versus Utah. Have a great game versus Oregon State last week. So it's a game that here comes another Pac-12 South game where you got to go to the park knowing that you got to score points, and that's usually how it is.
And finally, you're not an LA guy, but you've been here for many years now. What does this rivalry mean to you and to this program?
Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of the great rivalries in college football. We're very fortunate in the city of Los Angeles to have 2 very special universities, both academically and athletically, and we love to compete against each other, and it is a great rivalry. One, it's an honor to be a part of.
All right, Coach, thanks so much, and good luck this week.
Thank you, guys.